All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book of the Bible. All right, so I just want to bring you some news today, man, to let you know what's happening, what's going on. You know, so you're not living under a rock, so you know what time we're living in. So you know exactly what time we're living in. All right, we're living in a time where Yahweh Shai is getting ready to crack that sky in half, all right, and return with the angels to set up his kingdom on this earth. All right, this is the generation, all right, that Yahweh Shai is going to return, man. All the prophecies are happening right now. All right, all the signs are here. All right, we don't got too much longer here, man. We have months. All right, we have months here. We don't have 10 years here, 12 years here. Probably not even 5 or 7 years here, man. We have months, man. All right, because from this point on, right, from this time on, all right, things are not going to get better. This is it, man. This war is going to keep escalating and escalating and escalating, all right, till this thing turns out to a full-blood third world war, all right, that the scriptures talk about, that we have been prophesying about. We are here, man. We are here, all right? You just had 5,000 Marines deployed to the Middle East, and now you got 3,000 more U.S. soldiers being deployed. So that's 8,000 soldiers that just have been pushed over there, man, have been sent over to the Middle East. You have a giant armada, U.S. armada in the Middle East, you know, because of this U.S. and Iran war. All right, this this U.S. and Israel against Iran war, you know. But anyway, let's read this article, you know, to let you know what's going on, what's popping off in this world, what time we living in, man. All right. So it says, you know, I'm just reporting on some news, man. All right. So it says approximately 3,000 soldiers from the U.S. Army's elite 82nd Airborne Division are reportedly being prepared for deployment to the Middle East. This move is connected to escalating regional tensions involving Iran. Yeah, and every day you hear about it tensions being escalated, man. That's why more and more troops are being sent over there, man. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple more thousand after this are deployed over there. You know? Let's keep reading. It says, this move is connected to escalating regional tensions involving Iran. And pretty soon, you know, something crazy, I'm talking about something retarded, bro, on a very high, great, and grand scale is about to happen. All right, upon Iran and Israel, man. To the point where, you know, Ezekiel 38 is going to be fulfilled. Ezekiel 38 is right at the door, man. You know, this war is going to bring you know, this U.S. and Israel war with Iran, you know, is going to cause Russia to be involved in this war, which is going to bring Ezekiel 38 chapter to pass, man. You know, because when you read Ezekiel 38 chapter, it talks about Russia destroying the land of Israel, man, along with Russia's allies. But that chapter is also twofold, man. It's also talking about America. You know, first and foremost, when you read it, it's talking about the land of Israel. You know, that land has to be invaded and completely obliterated, all right, before the true Israelites return back to the Holy Land. All right, but that's also talking about America too, man. All right, Ezekiel 38 is getting ready to come to pass, man. Quickly. It's right here. We don't have too much time left. All right. So it says this move is connected to escalating regional tensions involving Iran, according to multiple reports published on March 24th, 2026. Details of the potential deployment were reportedly confirmed by military sources speaking to outlets including the Wall Street Journal and Fox News. According to these reports, a written deployment order for a brigade combat team is expected to be issued imminently. Woo! All right? Meaning, you know, at any moment, you know? It says the reported deployment involves elements of the 82nd Airborne Division, bases at Fort Liberty, North Carolina. The division is designated as the U.S.'s military's immediate response force capable of rapid global deployment. All right. Officials speaking anonymously stated that a brigade-sized element, typically consisting of roughly 3,000 personnel, is being readied for movement. All right. So, bro, come on, man. All right. What the true prophets and what the true servants of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai have been prophesying is right here. It's now happening. All right. You understand? In Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazah, I am of that number. I am of the elect. I am of the 144,000. We have been prophesying, man. We have been prophesying and telling you what's getting ready to go down and pop off. And now it's here. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yahweh Shai's return is at the door. All right. It says, let's keep reading. It says preparations and movement. And excuse me if you hear a lot of noise in the background. I'm outside next to a major highway where there's a lot of traffic, so you might hear a lot of cars, you know, engines and motorcycles revving, right? It says preparations and movement orders were reportedly issued in recent days. According to a report from The Intercept, the commander of the 82nd Airborne Division, all right, Major General Brandon Tegmeyer, all right, and his headquarters staff have already been ordered to the Middle East. The specific destination country or countries within the region were not officially confirmed by the sources cited in the reports. All right, the reported troop movement occurs amid heightened U.S.-Iran diplomatic and military friction following the initiation of joint U.S.-Israel strikes under Operation Epic Fury in early March 2026. The conflict has resulted in casualties on multiple sides, with reports indicating at least 13 U.S. service members have been killed. All right. Recent incidents in the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz have increased security concerns. Officials have stated Iran has intensified a campaign against commercial shipping, all right, in the strategic waterway, which carries a significant portion of the world's seaborne oil. All right, and that you know, that's going to lead to a chain reaction. You know, that's going to lead to famine. You know, crops not being able to grow. You know, all that, man. Go watch that last video I did, you know, about the famine. You know, a couple of videos back. All right, you know, on this news outlet, Natural News. Right? It says, where was I at? It says, Iran has intensified a campaign against commercial shipping in the strategic waterway, which carries a significant portion of world seaborne oil. And really, you know, every move that a nation makes in war, all right, is actually coming from the elites. You know, because in a country can't, bro, that's how much power, all right, the elites have. All right, all wars are bankers' wars. All right, a country can't even attack another country unless the order is given from the Rothschild family. You know, they have so much power in these wars that play out that they even determine the outcome of wars. All right, you find that out in a book called the New Order. No, it's called The World Order, written by Eustace Mullins. Right? He brings that information out. All right, it says in response, all right, and this war is created, all right, this war with the US and Iran, all right, excuse me, this US-Israel war that is created against Iran, all right, it has been manufactured, all right, to create World War III. Because of this war, all right, the U.S. and Israel war against Iran, because of this war, all right, World War III is going to come to pass. It's going to bring the rest of the world into a final conflict, this Third World War, all right, this war of Armageddon, all right. That's known as the Albert Pica Mazzini blueprint, and ultimately it's all the will of the Heavenly Father, all right. It's the Lord's will playing out. All right, which is to bring all these nations together for this Third World War so they could destroy themselves by nuclear destruction. All right. It says in response, the U.S. has already deployed additional Marines and warships to the region in recent weeks. Yeah. All right. Just a couple of weeks ago, you know, a week ago or two, you know, you had 5,000 Marines that were sent to the Middle East. All right. Now you have 3,000. All right, more soldiers, all right, being sent to the Middle East. All right, it says the U.S. maintains a significant military presence in the region, including in Bahrain, all right, Qatar, and Iraq. The Department of War is also repeatedly seeking over $200 billion in additional funding from Congress to support the ongoing war effort. All right, a Pentagon spokesperson declined. It says right here, official and congressional response. Right, a Pentagon spokesperson declined to comment on specific future force movement, citing operational security. This posture is consistent with standard military procedure regarding unannounced deployments. It says in the political sphere, Richard Blumenthal, right? That sounds like a damn small hatter, right? Expressed concern during a televised discussion on March 25th, 2026, calling recent expansions of the U.S. military presence a potential war of whimsy. All right. Other members of Congress have called for briefings on the situation, according to congressional aides. Public statements from the administration have been mixed. President Donald Trump has previously suggested he was not putting troops in the region, but also stated that the U.S. would do whatever is necessary. More recently, he has spoken of winding down the operation while simultaneously new forces are mobilized. This man just talking out his ass, man. All right, it says this, the 82nd Airborne Division is maintained as the U.S. military's primary rapid response force for global contingencies. All right, its history of rapid deployment dates to World War II, including the D-Day invasion of Normandy. All right, the division has deployed to the Middle East, all right, multiple times over the past 2 decades, including to Iraq and Afghanistan. All right, the brigade size deployment of this nature, known as a brigade combat team, typically includes infantry, artillery, aviation, and support units configured for a specific mission. The 82nd Airborne's immediate response force is specifically trained and equipped to deploy anywhere in the world within 18 hours. All right, this reported movement follows a pattern of utilizing elite airborne units for rapid deployment in tense geopolitical situations. For instance, the Army's 101st, all right, Airborne Division was deployed to Eastern Europe in 2022 amid the Ukraine conflict. All right. It says conclusions, reported movements, and official posture. While specific deployment details and exact mission set remain unconfirmed by the War Department, multiple reports from various outlets indicate a significant troop movement is underway. The deployment underscores ongoing military preparations related to U.S. national security interests in the Middle East amid a volatile and expanding conflict. All right, and it's going to keep expanding till this Third World War, this war that we've been prophesying about, comes to pass. Right? Says further official announcements are expected in the coming days, according to officials familiar with the planning. So we're getting ready to see what comes of this. All right. We know, bro, something crazy, something stupid is about to happen, bro. Right? It says the reported deployment of a rapid reaction force like the 82nd Airborne highlights the Pentagon's focus on maintaining flexible military options as the situation with Iran continues to evolve. Yup. And it's going to keep evolving until nuclear missiles rain upon this earth. All right. So, that's it, man. I'm reading this article to let you know what's popping off in the world, what's going on today, man. All right, we're watching, letting you know what's going on. We're sitting upon our tower. All right, Lord willing, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, rock this I am of the elect, man. We're letting you know what's going on. All right, so with that being said, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, rock this lesson is or was edifying. Call halal yum, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Quitash. All right, until the next one, Shalom, Shalom.